Hey everyone, today I bring you a very sensitive and triggering topic. I don't really want to have this conversation, but someone has to, so here I am. Once again, and welcome. Today I want to talk about the objectification of women and its implications. Again, it's not a fun subject to share. It's not something that feels comfortable for me to talk about, especially on social media. But it's very present and alive within me, so I wanted to be a voice for my sisters and be also a voice for my brothers. So, thank you for being here. And just get comfortable. I will share an experience that I had yesterday that really messed with my heart, and I felt like I need to bring this into my space to share with you so that it can help someone else. And I know how triggering and deep and sensitive this subject is for so many reasons. And before I begin, I just want to send a little prayer to all brothers and all beautiful men out there who are honorable and respectful towards women. And a prayer to all brothers and men who are not respectful towards women. And I just want to pray for all of them. And I want to pray for all the sisters who have struggled with being disrespected, and all the sisters that are blessed to be fully honored and respected in their womanhood. And I want to send this prayer out to each one of us, to all relationships on earth, to truly bring awareness with love to all of us. So, yesterday I was, without trying to reveal too much or just honor everyone's privacy. Yesterday I was with a group of 3 men that I thought I could trust and that I thought I felt respected in the group and all of that. And as a joke, one of them said oh, let's build a business where all the women are dressed in bikinis. And let's just have women working there and they're all working in bikinis, and let's travel around the world and just pick these women and choose the sexiest women to be working on this new business, all wearing bikinis. And mind you that I was the only woman in a group of 3 other men, and I was the oldest. And I'm someone who is very open and very non-judgmental, and I do have a sense of humor, which I was told I didn't. I do have a sense of humor, but in the moment that person shared that, which again, a little just going back, I have been with that same group of men before, where these kinds of conversations were kind of going on, where there was this objectification of women a lot, and I already had expressed that that's not something I feel comfortable with, especially when I'm the only woman in the group. I feel disrespectful that men bring that topic to objectify women in front of a woman when there's only one woman in the group. Especially I feel that that's very disrespectful, and only women know how sensitive and triggered that can be. Again, some women could have laughed about it or made fun of it or think it's funny or whatever. That was not my experience, and there's nothing wrong with laughing about it, but there's also nothing wrong with having the experience that I had. So I already made it clear that those topics and those conversations made me uncomfortable. I have always been very respectful towards sensuality and stuff like that. I can't say certain words on social media, but you know what I'm saying. And I've always been like very respectful and also very like, I don't know the word right now, but I have my own perspective about it. I've also studied Tantra and sacred sensuality, so I have a more sacred view on it. Let's just say it and put it like that. And so I had already previously explained that those conversations made me uncomfortable. And here we are again, me with the same group of men. And when that person made that comment, what happened with me was I instantly started seeing and feeling like flashes of all these situations where women are objectified, or they sell their bodies for money, or they do plastic surgery, or they compete with other women, like, or they need the validation of men, or they use their sensuality and their bodies to manipulate men. Like I saw women being abused and disrespected and hurt and like not like trusting themselves or feeling good about themselves or their body, and like feeling that they need to prove themselves and all of that. Like I saw it and I felt it. And it was like in the moment that that person said that, I started seeing and feeling all these sisters, all these women who have gone through challenging situations regarding being objectified by men. And like I just felt like, you know, when you're a woman, or even if you're a man, when you connect with the collective energy and you're not just feeling your own emotions but the emotions of the collective. Has that ever happened to you? When you feel the emotions of a collective? So I was feeling that, and I was having all these flashes and feelings of all these women in all these situations, how women compete with each other and how they don't feel good enough and how all these things, and that all came to me at the same time while these three men were making fun about it. And if I went into more detail on this story, it would get even more triggering, but I won't, because I also don't want to reveal too much about other people and about my own personal life. But that's not all. It gets more challenging, and yeah, I got a little bit uncomfortable, and so I was like physically uncomfortable, where I was like looking down and feeling like weird in my solar plexus and in my nervous system. And I was feeling like the pain and the anger and the repression and like the implications of that objectification of women in all these sisters, in all these lineages, in all these situations. And I shared that I felt a little uncomfortable. And then these three men were like pushing me to like talk and to be okay with it and to laugh about it and to go even deeper in the conversation and like make even more jokes and objectify even more. And I felt even more uncomfortable. And I shared that I'm getting more uncomfortable. And my body, again, because I'm a woman, this happens when you are a woman. And I'm not talking or pointing fingers to men. I'm talking about women because I'm a woman, so I can only speak for women. I cannot speak for men because I don't know what it is to be inside a man's body and live a man's experience. But I know what it is to live as a woman and how my body reacts and feels. And so my body started closing and contracting, and I started feeling really uncomfortable, and my belly was hurting. And I started feeling like almost like attacked to like this pressure to like be okay with it and and play along and have fun and all of that. And I was just, my body was just not there. My nervous system was not there. I was contracting. I was feeling uncomfortable. It was like not too much of a big deal because unfortunately for me, because I don't feel comfortable in those conversations. Hey, beautiful, welcome. Unfortunately for me, I was like sadly kind of used to these people having these kinds of conversations, but that time it did something in me, you know, like when you accept something that is uncomfortable for you and feels disrespectful, and when you accept it over and over again until it reaches a point where you feel not only your emotions but the emotions of other people as well, and you see and feel the implications that has on women as a collective. That was what I experienced. And I couldn't, like, we were eating and I couldn't eat anymore. My belly was really hurting. And I had to kind of remove myself. I asked to be, like, if it was okay, if no one would take it the wrong way, that I would remove myself from the table and just be with myself in my own energy, because the pressure that these men were putting on me to, like, express and be okay with it, I was honestly kind of about to cry. And I could feel that they were not ready, emotionally mature enough to deal with my expression if it was emotional. So I removed myself and I dealt with it myself. And, you know, afterwards, again, without going into much detail, I was told that I was to blame, that I ruined everyone's dinner, that I ruined everyone's energy, that I was to blame for the bad energy that was there. And I'm someone who is I'm someone who very easily understands other people's points of view. So I'm really good at doing that naturally. But I could feel that I was not being heard or felt like that I was not allowed to express. And that if I would express and I would cry or get emotional, that they would just say, which would literally happen, that they told me, like, you're just being too emotional. And so, like, when a woman is in a certain situation like that, of course, there can be women or moments where you wouldn't get triggered, where the woman or women wouldn't get triggered. But in the moments when women do get triggered for being objectified, because we are supposed to be okay with, like, all the magazines and movies and, like, social media being bombarded with the objectification of women, like the only thing we are good for is because of our looks. And there's so much disrespect, and at the same time it's like we need to be more feminine, but if we get too emotional, then we are too emotional. We need to provide for ourselves, but if we provide for ourselves too much and we are too independent, then we become masculine and whatever. We are supposed to be loving and kind, but then people take advantage of us and they expect us to be quiet. And if we do, like, connect with our dark feminine energy or with our boundaries, then we are seductress or manipulative or too cold or too distant or whatever. There's so much pressure on women when the only thing women need to be is safety. The only thing we need is to feel safe. When a woman feels safe, she blossoms, she magnetizes, she pours, she nurtures, she blesses, because that's what a woman does naturally. She just needs to feel safe. But if she doesn't feel safe, if she is, like, obligated to act like a man, but then it's like, now you're too masculine, or you need to be more feminine, but now you're too emotional. Like, it's like, be this, but not too much. Be that, but not too little. It, like, keeps contracting our energy, and it, like, messes up with our nervous system and with our emotions. And I was really hurt and upset by the way the men acted, because I thought these were people who I could trust and who respected me. Maybe they don't, because if you tell someone that you are uncomfortable by something that I feel is not that weird, that I'm uncomfortable with a group of guys only always objectifying women, I'm a woman, I feel uncomfortable. That's kind of normal, in my opinion, or at least for me. And again, it's not about me being right and them being wrong. It's like just, you know, it's like it's what I felt, and that could be honored, you know? Like the same way that they expect me to always honor their experience, that my experience could also be honored. Not that I was pointing fingers or asking for anything, but I think you know what I'm saying. So I was honestly very disappointed and really hurt. And being the only woman in the group, I felt very unsafe, and like my body, my nervous system, instead of like sharing, it contracted. So what could have happened was I could have laughed about it, but I didn't think it was funny, so I wouldn't have laughed about it. I could have frozen, which I did. I froze. I could have hidden, pretended that nothing was going on. I could have flee, like gone away, which I did. Or I could rationalize and like be masculine and try to rationally explain why having that kind of conversation would make certain type of women uncomfortable. Like it's like a nervous system response to something, a situation. It can freeze, can fight, it can flee, it can put on a mask to pretend everything is okay. It could like become more assertive and directed, and also like attacked back to protect itself. So I just removed myself from the situation. And then like to be accused of ruining everyone's dinner and being the one who disturbed the energy kind of hurts. And when I tried to explain and I got a little emotional, I was completely dismissed for being emotional. And I was really, really disrespected. Really, really disrespected. And what's sad is that the people who did that don't even realize how disrespectful they were. And so I had to deal with my emotions myself. And maybe that's all I will share about that story, because it goes much deeper. Much, 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 much deeper. But yeah, today I was just like feeling into this collective energy of women. Because I've seen it from so many angles and so many perspectives. And we had a live a few weeks ago where we were sharing about women being objectified and being taken advantage of in ecstatic dances and cacao ceremonies and sacred events and in tantra or whatever. And so many sisters came out of hiding to share. Thank you so much for sharing that, because I felt so alone that I couldn't share this, and I felt so uncomfortable, and now I can't trust men, or it's very hard for me to open up with men because I've been hurt so much, I've been disrespected so much. And I feel that that's so sad, because I know there are so many amazing men out there. I know that not all men are like that. And again, I don't want to judge or point fingers. I just want to invite reflection. I just want to invite a deeper understanding of the consequences of some actions or words. Yeah, just taking a moment to honor all the brothers and all the sisters. To honor all our pain and projections and triggers. And again, without disregarding mine and mine's experience at all, I want to focus on my sisters today. I want to focus on my sisters who have been objectified and disrespected and cheated and abused and hurt, who compare themselves to other sisters, who competed with other sisters, who felt triggered or judged or abused or disrespected in any way by men. Again, I'm not pointing fingers to men at all, but I do want to open this space for my sisters, because I know how uncomfortable it is to come up and share about these things, especially online. No one wants to be this vulnerable and share this online, especially as a woman, where people can just call you crazy or emotional just because you feel something. And men expect us to be like men and not share our emotions and not express our emotions, and so we hide, so we contract, so we pretend, so we become more masculine, so we become more independent. But that just doesn't happen to women naturally. It happens because they feel unsafe. And for all men of respect out there, bless you, brother, and thank you. Women just need to feel safe, and if they don't feel safe to express their emotions, they will close, they will freeze, they will hide. They will not be able to express and blossom. And that's so freaking sad, because women are so precious and magical. And they literally, all a woman does is she naturally wants to give. She nurtures, she blesses everything she touches. So it hurts me to see these things sometimes and to experience this in my own life. I'm like, yeah, this is going to put me in a very uncomfortable and vulnerable position online. But let me be the one to show up, because I'm not being weak to show up in my emotion. I'm being strong because I can hold myself even when my emotions were disrespected and not allowed in a group of men. We are so used to seeing the objectification of women everywhere that it's like we need to, especially for women, it's like we need to just accept it as normal. And that's just all we need to do. And we cannot dare to feel any triggers about that or any emotions. We just need to accept that that's how it is. No. I know other sisters and I know other brothers, and it does not have to be like that. And again, this is not to judge people who are more, this is not to judge anyone. I'm not here to point any fingers. I'm not here for that. I'm here to hold space for the pain. I'm here to hold space for all the sisters who could not speak their voices, who could not express the discomfort and the disrespect and the abuse that they were going through. I'm here for my sisters who were abused, who were cheated on, who felt not beautiful, not safe with other men around. Because men could, I'm not saying that you have to, but you could protect women, make us feel safe. Because when we feel safe, we blossom and nurture everything around us. The only thing we need is just to feel safe. And I don't think that's too much to ask. I don't think that's too much to ask. And as women, we do respect the freedom that men crave. We respect the freedom that men crave. But as women, we just need to feel safe and respected. That's all. I really don't think that that's too much to ask. And thank you, sisters, for being here with me. Honestly, I kind of hate being the one that constantly needs to be here and share about these uncomfortable things, because I don't see many people talking about it on social media, because it's not pretty, it's not fun, it's not entertaining. But someone has to do it. And I don't want to keep witnessing disrespect and pain and not say something about it. So let me be the one to be uncomfortable and show up crying on camera and call me emotional and call me whatever. But I take a stand for my sisters and for myself to be respected. You know what I thought? I thought if it was things that I thought like men don't understand sometimes the depth of feeling and emotion of a woman, and that if it were 3 women at the table, maybe, I'm saying maybe, I'm not saying everyone is like me, maybe I'm more conservative or whatever, or sensitive. Thank you, sister. Bless you, bless you, bless you, bless you. But I was thinking maybe if it was a group of 3 women with just 1 man, where the women were really objectifying men, maybe that man would feel uncomfortable. Who knows? Maybe he wouldn't, maybe he would. But would it be fair if that man felt uncomfortable and told the women that he was uncomfortable being the only man in a group of 3 other women, that he would express that he was uncomfortable, and they kept pushing and making him feel even more uncomfortable to the point that he leaves, and then they telling him that he was the one who ruined the dinner and the party, and he was the one to blame for the bad energy? Would you think that would be fair? And I know men are different. They don't feel as deeply as us. And again, this is not to generalize, of course, I'm not generalizing and saying that every man is like this and every woman is like this. I'm not saying that, but I think you get what I'm saying. I think you feel me. So, yeah, I think it's just sad. And I think I really felt disrespected, not just by the situation itself, but how I was treated after the situation happened. And I was made to feel guilty, like it was all my fault that I was separating the group and putting bad energy and being too emotional and making a big deal out of it, and that other women are more open than me and wouldn't be triggered, and I am like a saint, or what's the word, too conservative or whatever, and that's my problem. And that every man talks like that. Every man says that, objectifies women and talks about naked bodies, and I'm the only one, or the only woman in the world that's uncomfortable by that. Especially being the only woman in a group of men. I don't think so. I don't think so. And I don't think that that's okay. And I feel as women, we really need to stand together and just love on each other, because we have all gone through so much, one way or another. I don't think there's any woman on the world who doesn't know what feeling objectified is. I feel every woman knows what that is, to feel objectified, to feel abused, to feel disrespected by men who are supposed to be our sacred sanctuaries, our providers, our protectors. Hey sister, and welcome. This is a really emotional one today. I don't know if you saw it, but I'm talking about the objectification of women and a very uncomfortable experience I had yesterday with people I thought were my friends. I just really feel for all of us. I just feel for all of us. I feel for all of us so deeply. I feel for us women and sisters, and I feel for the men and the brothers. I feel so sad that they just objectify women because they look at Andrew Tate or whatever people they look at online, and they think fame and having 1,000 women to go to bed with is what being a man is. That makes me so sad. And it makes me sad that some sisters don't know their worth because of that. Thank you, sister. And I don't just feel for me, I feel, and I know my sisters can feel this too. It's like we feel the collective emotions of women. We can feel each other. It's not just my own emotion. I can feel you. I can feel like the situations where my friends, my sisters told me they were abused, or they were hurt, or they were disrespected, or they were objectified, or they felt uncomfortable and unsafe with men. That makes me freaking sad, you guys. And like, thank you, sister. And like, let me be a voice to those women. Let me be a voice to that. Without the intention of pointing fingers, but the intention of bringing love and awareness and light. And for the brothers out there who do respect women, who don't objectify women, who have a partner and respect your partner. Men who make women feel safe and provided for and nurtured. Just safe, you guys. Just making a woman feel safe. You know what? This is from my brothers. You will never truly know the power and the magic of a woman until she feels safe with you. Only when a woman feels safe with you, she is able to relax and surrender and expand and open and be fluid and magical and nurture and bless. But when she doesn't feel safe, she's in survival mode, she's in fight or flight, she will protect, she will contract, she will pretend, she will hide, she will remove herself, she will attack back, she will become masculine, she will shield herself, she will not open. A woman just needs to feel safe. Is that too much to ask? I really don't think so. So I guess that was my rant for today, you guys. And thank you, sisters, for being here. I love that. I think today only women showed up for the live, and I love that because, yeah, I love that. And this is why, like, I really want to create safe spaces for us. That's so important for me. Spaces where everyone can talk and share and feel safe to express themselves, men and women. I feel this is so important, and we need this so much right now, especially with the rising of technology and social media and fakeness and putting on a show and only showing up certain parts of your life in your social media and all of that. I really feel we need these safe spaces. And this is why I created the activation membership, and this is why I'm doing the new moon and the full moon ceremonies. We have a new moon ceremony again on March 10th. So, yeah, like, if I don't find safe spaces, let me create one. Let me create one. Let me be the safe space for me and for others. And also, as women, let us not be manipulated by men to think that expressing our emotions is too much or wrong or whatever. That expressing discomfort is wrong. That we need to just accept everything and shut up. No. No. Yes, sisters, this is what was present and alive within me today, and therefore this is exactly what I wanted to share. I don't want to pretend it was not here, and I wouldn't feel honest to talk about anything else rather than what's present, and this is what's present. So thank you for being here with me. And I'm literally sending so much love to all my sisters. I wouldn't want my daughters to be disrespected like that. I wouldn't want my daughters to be in an environment where men were treating them like that. I wouldn't want my sisters and my friends to go through that. And I pray that more men awaken to that. And I pray that women feel safe so they don't have to hide or manipulate. And I pray that men feel honorable and respectful and free enough to just be respectful and honorable, and for us to be pure with each other and have healthy relationships where we're not manipulating one another, but we are actually free and happy and loving towards each other, where we respect each other and we nurture each other. And when something comes up, that we work through it together with love, with understanding. I'm praying for all our relationships, past, present, and future. I'm praying for all the sisters, all the brothers. I'm praying for us all. May we find respect and safety and love and peace in our relationships and with ourselves. Thank you so much, sisters, for being here with me. Hey, sister. Thank you so much for being here with me. And this is my vulnerable, cringy, triggering, sensitive, transparent share. And I will keep being the one showing up in my authenticity, even if I'm the only freaking one. I will keep showing up. Let me be the one. If no one else is doing it, because I know it's cringy and I know it's uncomfortable, let me be the one. For me and for all of you and for all of us, let me be the one. Thank you, sisters. And if brothers are watching as well, bless you, brothers, and just sending blessings to all of us. Thank you.